right. All right. Give everybody time to get in. Hello, hello. Y'all let me know if you in so that way I can know that you're here. Give me a look, something, something. Me trying to know if everybody can see me, can hear me, just so I can, you know, do my due diligence. All right. Get everything together. Hello. And if y'all see me moving around, it's because I have people on different platforms. So some people can see me on one platform and some can't see me on others. So I got different devices going on, but I'm here. I'm here. Let me give y'all a little bit more, just so you can see me. I feel like a little bit more. Does that help over here? Can y'all see me? Hello, hello. Thank y'all so much for joining. Hello. All right. So y'all know I like to give people a couple time, a couple minutes to get on in. People gotta get their kids a snack. They gotta, get something to drink. I was already running behind. It seems like this hair never wants to do what I want it to do, so that's okay. But we're here. We are here. That means that y'all can hear me on at least on YouTube. Instagram, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me yet. I don't see nobody on there, but I know y'all coming, so we're going to keep on pressing. Where y'all coming in from? Hello. How you doing? All right. So, me and this hair, we ain't gonna worry about this thing. We ain't going out today. So good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm so happy to have y'all here. Hello, hello. I know on Instagram I can wave at people. So those of you that are on YouTube and Facebook, I can put y'all's comment in for a little bit, But I don't have an engineer. I am the engineer. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back, my R2Cs, which are my Real Resilient Conversation crew. Hey, I missed y'all. I know 2 weeks go by so quick, right? Woo, child. So it is Monday. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, my goodness. I cannot see. Lord, I can't see. Let me try and get my light together, y'all. This lighting is blinding me. Woo! Okay. Move some stuff so I can move that. All right. That light was blinding me. But, yes. Well, it is Monday. I am your host, Quita Queen. Happy mid-month fill-up. It is the 7th, but it's still the mid-month fill-up because it's the second Monday of the month. So I am so excited to see y'all. So excited to see y'all. Today, if you are snuggled up, you alone, you watching it live or on rebroadcast. Either way, I am super excited to have you here. It's such an honor for you to take the time out of your day to join in with me and say, hey, Quita, what you got for me? If it is your first time, please hang tight. I promise it's going to be something good. Ooh, let me make sure that y'all are on Do Not Disturb over here. I do apologize. What I want to do is just say I take unique and quirky topics and I mix them up in whatever God gives me. I make the time out to research it and deliver it to you all in the way in which God gave it to me. Right? So we do this every second and fourth Monday. And I just want to get the housekeeping out the way for those of you who are here for the first time or maybe even the second time. We do this every second and fourth Monday, the same time in the same place. And we discuss ways on how to make you a more resilient person in your day-to-day life. That is just my assignment, just to give you the tools in order to make sure that you're successful in doing so. All right? Sounds good? So far, so good? All right. So we're going to keep on pressing. The only thing I do ask is if you do enjoy this type of teaching, just go ahead and hit the like, share, or subscribe and or subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on teaching when they come. Just in case I do a in between the second and fourth Monday, if that ever is to happen, I would hate for you to miss out. So this is the opportunity for you to go ahead and like, share, subscribe. If you have not done so already, for those of you who have taken the time out to already subscribe, love, peace, joy, and blessings to you. I appreciate you more than words can express. So, for those of you who are my bi-weekly returnees, what's up? How y'all doing? It is time for tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is TSA. And I know y'all like, this girl be coming up with some stuff. I know. Gotta be giving me stuff. And this is going to actually be a series. So with the series and TSA, help those out, the people that come on my bi-weekly. I want you to go ahead and help out the people who don't come on the bi-weekly. It's their first time or they're new to it. Tell them what we do, right? We're going to say, what does TSA have to do with resiliency? So you just, give me your thoughts. When you think of or you hear TSA, what do you think that has to do with resiliency? And I know you like that. It makes no sense to me. And it may or it may not. Right? Hang tight with me. I might have some good stuff for you. And so while you're thinking and you're putting it down there in the comment section, let me say this. For some of you, you're trying to get your last minute travels out the way, right? You want to go to a nice tropical island. You want to go somewhere, relax for a minute before you take the kids back to school, or you got to go and travel for work or just for pleasure, right? But you got to travel, and you happen to be traveling on a plane. Oh, goodness. That means you got to go through what? TSA. So are you going through TSA? What do you think TSA, for those of you who haven't been through the TSA process in a while, you're used to driving or you're used to, taking a bus. I don't know what other way I always fly. I'm kind of out of the loop, y'all. Let's talk about part one today is going to be the TSA pre-check. And so I just want to talk about the pre-check because for the first part of tonight's show. In part two, we're going to go into a little bit more of the all others lane and kind of go in a little bit more in depth with some more areas. Okay. So anybody in the comments? No. All right. Well, we're going to press forward. So let's talk about some of the following stations that you got to go through for TSA. The areas that you are like, is this necessary? It is absolutely necessary. And I'm going to tell you why. Yay. And so some of the areas that you go through before gaining access to your gate, right? And you're talking about what area what things do you need to do in order for you to proceed, right? And when we're talking about proceeding through the areas of life, basically is what I'm going to talk about. Except we're going to call it, got to get through TSA in order to get to your gate. All right. Now, when you're talking about TSA, they have areas like the traveler document checker. And that checker is, we'll talk about that soon. The advanced image technology, the one with your hands up, your legs are spread, that thing. All right. That's the advanced imaging technology. There is the walk-through metal detectors. There's the bag x-ray, of course. There's a secondary screening just in case something goes through the x-ray and now they need to look through your bag, that area. The bag check station. The secondary screening areas for the people that go over on the advanced imaging technology and then they have to check you again. That's the secondary screening. I apologize. And the private secondary screening is the one where they're going to take you in that little back room. The area. Usually probably, I like to call it the strip search area. But before you go through these stations, you have to pick which lane you go through. So either you're going through the TSA pre-check or you're going in the all other passenger lane. And what qualifiers do you need to have for the TSA pre-check? And when we're talking about the TSA pre-check, there's a couple of things you got to do. You don't just automatically get it unless you happen to be active duty military for whatever reason, right? Or you have certain credit cards that allow you to have TSA pre-check whenever you pay for your what is it called? Your ticket with that particular credit card. So there's just certain things that they allow you to do, but it's very minimal that everyone gets the automatic TSA pre-check. And guess what, y'all? When I was active duty, I was doing pre-check all the time. I didn't think about it. I just used my little number that's on my ID card, and I went through. And then when I retired, I was like, yeah, this number. They was like, no pre-check. And I was like, what you mean, no pre-check? The first time I had to go through the regular all other passengers, I was like, what do I need to do to get this pre-check back? So let me help y'all. I'll give y'all a little something on how you can do it in order to get ahead in life, so to speak, okay? So when you're talking about TSA pre-check, first thing you got to do is do the application, right? There's always an application. There's fees. There's an actual interview you have to go through. I said an interview, really? Right, you got to go through an interview. They're doing fingerprinting. You have to pay a fee. There's a verification of your documentation. So you have to bring your documentation to prove who you are. So your passport, your driver's license, right? Those type of things. So you're talking about the approval and disapproval, and you eventually get if you are approved, you get a known traveler number. So we're talking about all these things. I'm telling you it's leading to somewhere. However, I'm just giving you the steps. I like to give you some foundation before I give you information. Does that make sense? Foundation before the information. So once you're approved, the benefits of doing TSA pre-check, you get through in 5 to 10 minutes, quick. You don't have to remove your belts, take out your liquids. You don't have to, basically anything that's not a part of your outfit, you don't have to take off. So my whole outfit, necklace and all, you'll go through, and I just put my little book bag I had on, maybe my purse, if that was my secondary item, and then I just walk on through. Walk through the metal detector. They say, thank you so much. Have a great trip. Thank you. All I'm doing is waiting on the other side for my bags to finish. Ooh, that thing is quick. You hear me? I don't have to remove all that extra stuff. I don't have to take my shoes off. I don't have to pull all my electronics out. I don't have to take the items out of the Ziploc baggie that I put it separately. None of that, right? Because I've already been through the TSA pre-check approval process. We're going to talk about it. So in those all others, they go through all that strenuous process, possibly missing their flight because they got to take off all this extra stuff. Wait in line. There's a lot of people in line. Now they got to take this out. Then they got to put all their electronics back. They want to make sure they didn't miss nothing. They got to put their shoes back on, put their belt back on. They got kids. Ooh, you got kids. Oh, goodness. You got kids and you're taking care of all of that at the same time. Imagine if you had TSA pre-check. Guess what? Your children that are under 12 don't have to have a separate TSA pre-check number. They come under you. So when you go, they go. Ooh, right? And so like I said, we're going to focus a little bit more on the all other line and a little bit more strenuous or a little bit more detail talking about the all other line and the x-ray process. So now that we are focusing on TSA and that aspect, tell me in your own words what that has to do with, resiliency, right? We're still talking about resiliency and we're talking about the pre-check. So now you kind of have an idea of what the pre-check looks like. But how does that, I'm sorry, y'all, my hair is still wet and so it's dripping on me. How does that have to do with your resiliency? And make sure you just put it in the comment section. No biggie, I'll make it quick because I know that our time is very precious. I still have 15 minutes, so y'all hang tight. This thing is good. So resiliency is just building. It's built to help you to endure the hardships of life, such as your physical adversity, talking about disabilities, illnesses, your spiritual adversity, social adversity, mental adversity, and of course, one that everyone can identify with, and that would be your financial adversity. So when we're talking about these different types of adversities, and we just talked about how resiliency helps to build when those adversities come, because they're going to come. They are going to come if they are not already sitting on your doorstep or in your bedroom as we speak. Those adversities, right? And when I was thinking about my own adversity, my physical ailments that are only here temporarily, because I'm not going to claim that they're here temporarily, to build my resiliency. Mental adversity, those days when the depression tries to sneak in, anxiety tries to take over, right? That mental adversity, social adversity, you're trying to find your village, you're trying to find people that you are connected with, that you feel that you can grow with, right? That social adversity, when you feel you're in a new area, you don't necessarily have that, or you have people that you've known all of your life and yet you still feel disconnected. That social adversity is so sincere, it becomes something that's so real. For someone else, it's easy. They don't have that adversity. They have their village. They have people that they can trust in. And so that's not an issue. But when the adversity comes, what do we do with it? And so, what I wanted to make sure and say is when we're talking about breaking this down and we're talking about the first thing we're going to talk about is the application process. And the application process is when we're talking about this thing called life, right? When you are applying, when we're talking about pre-check, right? Pre-check. The application process is this thing that we're dealing with called life. We're talking about those adversities. But we're going to go ahead and just our living, breathing, day-to-day parenting, owning a business, trying to become a better you, right? You're looking for something more. So you put in the application. The application says that you want to be a better version of yourself. You saying, what do I need to do in order to grow? The application is the first step. And so when you do that, you don't want to see, you don't want to have people in your life that just want to say, hey, I hope you're doing okay. You want people in your life that's going to say, what can I do to make sure you're okay? That's the application that I'm talking about, right? And so I don't just want to make sure that you're good, right? Same thing. You see a homeless person, you say, oh man, I wish that there was, I hope that they get what they need. Well, what do you have that they are, that they need? Do you have extra food at your house? Do you have extra waters in your car? Do you have $1 or $2 or some spare change you can give, right? Don't just say, I hope that what can I do to make sure that all right? That is the application. Or what can I do to make sure I am taken care of? What can I do to make sure that I am successful, right? The application is the first step, right? First step is making sure that I need to make sure that my mental health is good. I'm making sure my physical health is good. I'm resting. I'm eating the right foods. Application. Okay. Number two would be, the second step would be the fee. The fee associated with having the pre-check. Oh, goodness. And that fee, usually it means your time, your talents, your availability, your energy, your conversation, your compromise, your compatibility, your peace. And all of that can be too expensive if you don't have it to give. That fee now becomes something that you're like, that's too expensive. I can't do it. That's why I'm just going to go with all others. I don't have the time to dedicate. I don't have the talent to dedicate. I don't have the energy to donate to it. So when you're talking about the fees associated with your life, first we were talking about the application. Now we're talking about fees. Now the next thing would be fingerprinting. If y'all remember, the third thing was fingerprinting. And I know you're like, Quita, how are you going to have fingerprinting and what does that have to do with resiliency? Let me tell you. So fingerprinting is like letting the mask come off and seeing who you really are. Because there's certain things you can hide, but your fingerprints are very specific to who you are. You can change your hair color, you can change your look, you can get plastic surgery, but that fingerprint is still going to be associated with who you are. Right? So that fingerprint is going to see you for who you are, who the person that you're dealing with really is, what the situation really is. That's your fingerprinting moment. Really evaluating and looking in the mirror, or really looking outside of the mask, having the mask revealed and pulled off and really see who you're dealing with. Are you dealing with somebody that really cares about your well-being? Someone who really cares about your growth and the next step, your children, your future, your business. Those are the people that you need to say, have you been fingerprinted? Because I don't really know who you are. This situation that you're in, have you fingerprinted that situation to say, I don't really know if this situation is what needs to be a part of my life? Denied. Right? There's going to be some areas in our life that we need to deny. And we need to say, not right now. try again. There's some things you need to clear up in your past. There's some things that don't really fit with my agenda and the way that my life is going. I would love to have you be a part of it, but I don't think that this is the best fit. Understanding that fingerprinting is important. So before you even get to the interview part, guess what they're doing first? They're doing your fingerprints. And if your fingerprints come back that you're associated with something that is of criminal, that is of neglectful nature, you're not getting in. If they have a flight risk associated with you, you are not getting in. Right? And so then if you make it past the fingerprint, you're like, okay, I kind of like this person. They kind of fit with what I'm going, the direction I'm headed in. They have the ideas, and our ideas match up, right? Then what are we doing next? Well, guess what? In resiliency, 10 minutes could be 10 years. 10 months, 10 hours, right? But it all depends on how much time you spend with that person, that situation. It depends on how you utilize the tools that are given to you to be able to bounce back from those adversities. Does that make sense? So that 10-minute interview, just like what seems like forever to us is but a second to God, right? And so when you're talking about adversities, don't get weary in well doing is what they say. But that 10-minute interview that we're talking about, your resiliency will show just how good you are. Do you need a little bit more time? Do you need a little bit more skills, right? Your tools are your prayer time, your professional assistance, learning new skills to deal with your physical limitations, making sure that you have the rest that you need, the medication that you need, the nutrition that you need. That's your 10-minute interview of, okay, now that I know that you're cool, now what do you use in order to get through those times of adversity? Where you're saying that you use this, you're saying that you do that, you say that you go here. Like, oh, okay, yeah, me too. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next step. Well, what's the next step? Y'all remember anybody? Next step would be verification of your documentation, right? Can you trust what your eyes see? Anybody comment? Tell me if you can trust what your eyes can see. And how do you verify that the people that have told you, that have given you the time, the talent, the energy, the conversation, they put in the application to say they want to be better. You've done the fingerprinting to say that they're good. Let's go to the next step. You're taking the time out to really know who they are. They say that they're using these resiliency tools and that they're ready to see what the next step is. Now you're verifying if what they're saying matches up with what they're doing. You're matching up, that verification is matching up with the situation that checked out. Is it going to still continue to check out and still go down the same pathway in which you have been guided to do so? Understanding that your verification process may take a little more time than your 10-minute interview. Your 10-minute interview sounds good. It's like, this is what I'm doing. Me too. Let's match it up. Oh, I got this business. I think we should match up our businesses. We should go ahead and do these things together. What happens when your business partner no longer acts as a partner? Now they act as a liability, right? Now my verification documents, I'm sorry, these things don't match up. What I thought we were going to be able to do now doesn't match up. Relationships. I thought you wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. And then when I looked at it, it just doesn't seem to match up. I really wish that we could have went further. Understanding that how you budget or don't budget, what you need to do to verify your necessary needs are very much a verification of the documentation. Make sense? All right, and I know my time is limited. Next step would be the approval and disapproval. What do you give authority or approval to in your life? What are you approving or disapproving in your life, right? What do you allow to take up your time, your space, your energy that is not deserving? People that say that they support you and that they love on you, however, when it's time to do so, are nowhere to be found, right? This is where, should they be, quote unquote, disapproved from your life? Do they need to be removed out of your life? Because where you're going, right? The next step to where you're going, do they need to be there? do that situation need to be there? And everybody, everywhere that you go, you can't take everybody with you. Everything that you used to do, that situation or the things that you used to do, can't go with you for where you're trying to go. You keep people in certain areas and there's certain places that they can't go. I'm sorry, I gotta get to gate 7. You not where I need to take you because you got X, Y, and Z going on with you, which is now something that is not allowed. It is on the not allowed list in order for me to pass through TSA. Ah, right. And so, is there somebody that is holding you back from your growth with God? Is there something that's holding you back from the best thing that needs to be happening in your life? Disapproval could be the best thing in your life. Why, Quita? That makes no sense. Nobody wants to be disapproved, right? It can keep you from a lot of hurt and pain if you have proceeded. There's some things that God needs to tell you no, and there's some things that people need to tell you no. How many of y'all have seen children that feels entitled because no one has told them no? Ooh, ooh. So telling you no at times is an opportunity for you to say, okay, what do I need to do to become better? Right? Because sometimes you will also be disapproved because you're different. Right? It's okay to be different. And what I mean by that is because they're used to doing things one way, which is the old way. But you're like, did you know that you could do it this way and it could still make a difference? Understand that Jesus was different. Everybody's not going to approve of you, and neither should you approve of everyone that comes into your space. Everyone that wants access to you does not deserve access to you. Okay? And so those that are approved, they've made it through the process that shows that they are deserving, that they are worthy of your time, your attention, your affection, your mind, your finances, whatever that might be. They have proven to be to get that approval. Now they get the known traveler number. Known traveler number means that you pass the test, you've received a number of favors to bypass everybody else that's in the all others line. And the people that are in the all others line doesn't mean that they are less than, but it just means that guess what? You've passed the test, you paid the price, you have proven yourself to be truly who you are. You have proven you have passed the test to prove that you are worthy of favor. Favor ain't fair, y'all. Let me tell you. Because favor means that you have been granted something before or above someone else. And I know that above thing makes y'all itch a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. And let me tell you why. Your meal ticket to the pre-check check line is streamlining to you traveling to the next experience. And like I said, what it may take someone 5 days, 5 hours, 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 days, 5 weeks to do, it could take you 5 minutes to do. All because of the favor. You understand what I'm saying? Is that making sense so far? Watch when you go up to the document checking station. All they're doing is saying, oh, it is you. Hello, welcome back. Enjoy your trip. Because guess what? You have already been verified by the Almighty, the Most High, to say that you are worthy of favor. You are worthy of favor. This resiliency thing is just showing you that no matter what adversity comes, you are worthy of the favor that is to come for you. It may not look like it, but because you've already been previously approved, right? All you got to do is the bare minimum. Men, it's like having a cheat codes to the game system, right? You already know what you need to do to bypass what everybody else is waiting to try and learn how to do. You've already got there. When you get your x-rays, it's you're doing the bare minimum. All you have to do is wait. You put it in, you let it go through, you wait. It's not a long process. And guess what? Just because you didn't have to take anything out, though, doesn't mean that you won't be found out. Right? Just because you wear a strong face doesn't mean that we can't see that you cry in silence, because that's what the x-ray is showing. Just because you didn't have to pull anything out doesn't mean that God doesn't see your mean spirit. That you hold on to grudges, and that you are mean spirited to people around you, that you make fun, and that you bicker and complain about everything. It doesn't mean that that isn't seen in the x-ray, right? And you know how they say the x-ray is used to expose. And so there's a saying that we've often said at some point, that obedience is better than sacrifice. The sacrifice, because you weren't obedient, the obedience will get you the favor. The sacrifice is going to put you in the all others, where you must wait. Where you must wait. So because if you claim to be set apart, you deserve the pre-check line. You deserve the favor because you're set apart. It doesn't prevent you from being exposed to the hardships at times, right? It doesn't mean that who you are, where you are at this point in your life may be causing a hindrance, and it needs to be exposed. The thing that is hindering you from getting to where your next dimension needs to be. If that is the thing that's hindering you from going to the next level, it needs to be exposed and it needs to be removed. And sometimes God will use people to expose you. And you're like, God, why would you let them put my business out there? Because when he was speaking directly to you, you weren't listening with your ears. You weren't listening with your spiritual ears. You weren't listening with your spiritual eyes. Seeing with your spiritual eyes what you needed to do. So he had to use someone else that was obedient enough to expose you. Be mindful that exposure will come. And guess what? It's like TSA when they say you can't take this in. It could cause harm. It could hurt someone else. It could put someone else at risk by you having this. It's the same thing. When you are being taken to the next level, there are some things you can't take with you. There are some people you cannot take with you. You can't go there. In order for you to go to the next place, your next level, your next dimension, your next experience, there's going to be some things that have to be exposed and removed, right? So think on that. I am already over my time. Already. I tried to give y'all a lot of information in this 30 minutes. Man, I know y'all time. Look, for those of you that have made it this far, thank you so much. I know your attention span is this long. So thank you so much for hanging tight. I hope that everything that we said today, I pray that it spoke to you in some way. We're talking about TSA. When we went through the TSA pre-check, if you are catching it at the end, please go back and watch it at the beginning, because it's got some good juicy details. And we talk about part 2 on the 27th. The 21st of August. It's going to be even more. We're getting a little deeper, right? We're going to expose some things, talking about that x-ray machine a whole lot, a little bit more in depth. So I pray that this was a good teaching for you. If so, please like, share, subscribe. I know it only takes a second to do, but that 1 second means the world to me. So I thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope that your resiliency has been built just a little bit more for your present, your future, and those generations that are to follow. So make sure that you share this with even your friends, that it may not, even if the message was not for you, but it may be for someone that you know. Please share it. I am always available for one-on-ones. If you would like to talk more in depth about how to become more resilient, I would love to sit down and speak with you. So until next time, the next place, I'll be in the same place, the same space. And I love y'all. I might just have a guest speaker come in and help me out with this, depending on who says that they are available at that time. So until the end, love, I pray love, peace, joy, and happiness. I will see you all soon. Okay. Thank you again for joining. I'll see y'all soon. Okay. Bye. Okay. See y'all later. Bye.